Newbee's turn to ban.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Captain's Draft 4.0 Chinese Qualifiers. We are here with game number 2 of our first series, VGJ.Thunder versus Newbee. 2 of the 4 teams trying to make it to Washington, D.C., of course, in the middle of the winter to play in one of the most prestigious tournaments of all time, Captain's Draft, where only the best of the best play. And we're here, and we're excited because this is a great series, or at least it should be. Newbee destroyed game 1. VGJ.Thunder had a bit of a rough draft. They had a bit of a rough time. And we'll see what they need to get done here in this draft in order to win game number 2. It's going to be a bit of a tough one here. Of course, my name is Mont. With me is Basekit. But what do you think, man? How you feeling about the start of this draft? How you feeling for VGJ.Thunder here as we get going?
Well, I think that puck ban was very smart. And I'm really interested to see this Beastmaster pick, because here's the thing. I was looking at some of Newbee's recent drafting, and they were first banning Beastmaster just nonstop. I think it's like their most banned hero since 707. But I don't think they'd picked it a single time. I don't know if it ever made.
Not
it
that I
through
remember.
is the thing, but they seem to have, like, judging from the way that they banned, they seem to have a very, very high opinion of Beastmaster as a hero in this patch. And I mean, his win rate has gone up a lot as well with his changes with the extra neutral and whatnot. But I'm interested to see how it works out this game. I would guess KP's gonna be playing it. He's no stranger to playing micro heroes. I mean, they've put him on Nature's Prophet a little bit recently. I don't know if that's been 100% comfortable, but of course he's a pretty legendary Nagasiren player. So looking forward to seeing this Beastmaster in action.
I think he's just good overall, and I think Beastmaster is going to only serve to highlight his strengths on the offlane hero. But in terms of Beastmaster, seeing that firsthand at Dota Pit, a few teams picked him, and they kind of just destroyed with him. Level 4 Call of the Wild is pretty damn strong, to the point where it was almost broken, which they changed a little bit. I think they reduced the boar damage, I believe, is what they did for Call of the Wild. So makes sense they changed that. But still, even with the boar damage reduction, you still have a lot of damage coming in from whatever other creep you get. Centaur, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Whatever you get is going to be good. But they will now have to play up against the Nature's Prophet, which can be kind of frustrating. Changes the way you play the game of Dota in terms of having to run around the map, try to find this Nature's Prophet, try to stop him from split pushing perhaps. Just an overall good offlane hero for VGJ.Thunder, and I think a way better start to this draft than they had with the first overall pick Death Prophet in game 1, which we talked about.
Yeah, this draft, this hero pool is really interesting to me in the sense that the AoE teamfight options, I think, are actually pretty garbage in general. Like, or there's very little of it. There's kind of a Centaur, there's a Slardar, maybe make an argument for Tree. There was a Puck, but it's been banned. And other than that, it's a lot of really single target focused heroes and some split pushers thrown in there as well. So not too surprising to me to see, the Beastmaster picked up and the Nature's Prophet, for example. But I think it makes it more difficult for VGJ because Newbee showed this Beastmaster. I think it's not 100% obvious, but it's a nice way to start out a potential like 5-man oriented draft. And then I don't know how VGJ respond because they can't put together enough team fight to necessarily deal with 5-man in that way. So they might have to go for the split push avenue, which is picking up this Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that is just that question essentially. I want to point out. Oh God!
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
The Tinker. No, they had to. They had.
Yeah, you're right.
Choice,
right. The Beastmaster.
There's no way that.
Exactly. You're right. I know what you're saying. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. There's absolutely no way that they can let them have Tinker here, right? It's so good against NP. It's so good against Terrorblade. It's so good with Beastmaster. So they had to pick it themselves. Yeah, that's it.
Maybe they go Arc Warden instead and do maybe some more shenanigans with the Tempest Double.
Oh, man.
That would be real disgusting. That would if Arc Warden comes out within the next 2 picks here, I'll probably end up vomiting because that'll be the most disgusting draft I've ever seen in my entire life. Arc Warden versus Tinker Terribly Nature's Prophet. Yeah, real great stuff there, guys.
Yeah, I don't know how you push into Tree Arc Warden. That sounds
miserable.
That sounds real miserable. Yeah.
I want to say there is a gyrocopter, which I think is pretty good against Terrorblade Nature's Prophet. I would say I don't know how good it is against the Terrorblading Tinker, but like I've seen a lot of Immortals picked it like 3 times the past few days. They put it mid a lot of the time, and I think it's pretty solid. And obviously against like illusions and all that kind of stuff, it's pretty good. But they'll pick Nyx for now.
All the heroes are melee, Travis. This is Captain's Draft.
All right.
This is Captain's Draft for you.
It sure is. I mean, what? So what do they still need, right? They need... Wait, what are these heroes as a core?
What are the roles?
What are the roles here? What's happening? Is this like a core slaughter? I just saw a 4-ev core Treant Protector, so that's maybe a thing. All right, let's just say the PA is in the safe lane or the mid lane. I have no idea. But Beastmaster off lane? Oh, God, that would be sick. Against Tinker? You just spam mana burn?
Or Beastmaster mid. I think either of those could do okay. Beastmaster, you can still CS a little bit with your boar, even if you get lasered. So it's not a completely ridiculous lane. That's the other matchup that we haven't talked about here, is that they've picked the Tinker into the Beastmaster. So they're going to have flying vision to scout him out. They've got the roar to potentially lock him down. And VGJ, yeah, why not?
I love this game. This is my favorite game I've ever seen. This went from like the worst game to like the best game ever.
I am so looking forward to the Captain's Draft LAN.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be so good. It's really interesting to me. Like, I was even thinking about this in between the games. I don't know how clear it is in terms, like, if you win the flip, right? What do you take? I think for conventional Captain's Mode Dota, you've played enough. You kind of know what your side preference is, and then maybe you have a pick preference in overall. In terms of the current patch, depending on how many OP heroes there are and stuff like that, and what your priorities are. But for Captain's Draft, I don't know if it's so reliable to like take first pick, right?
I agree.
Maybe there isn't a first pick worthy hero. So maybe you want the combo pick.
I think second pick is good, and just having last pick in general in a game mode like this, I think it does a lot for you.
Yeah.
But I will say, you were right on the money. It is the Nyx mid. It is going to be support Treant with support Slaughter and Beastmaster for KP. So the support Nyx Assassin, obviously, mana burn, always good against somebody like a Tinker, but I don't know. It's not a hero we've seen in the mid lane in maybe years. I can't think of one off the top of my head, a mid Nyx Assassin that's happened that I've cast or I've watched. So I'm curious as to how it's going to go. I don't know. This is weird. This is a weird draft.
I just wanted to buy Dagon. I think he can actually, like, the TB, the Tinker, and the Nature's Prophet. I think if he goes like the Dagon nuke build, he could this is like old school Nyx Assassin stuff. I think he can actually just solo kill any of them. I'm kind of hoping that's what he goes for.
That would be super hype, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm ready for that.
Another thing about my Captain's Draft rant is I'm actually just excited to see. I feel like the Captain's Draft meta might evolve pretty quickly. Like, obviously there won't be that many games played overall. Oh, sorry.
You're good.
Over the course of this like total tournament, but still I feel like the teams, because there's qualifying points on the line and there's money on the line, teams are going to take it pretty seriously. And so we might see some teams really sit down and brainstorm and try and figure out, like, okay, do we want first pick? Do we want second pick? Do we think Radiant's better? Do we think Dire's better? I think some teams will come up with particular ideas, and then we'll really see those tested as we continue to get further and further into this event. So it's going to be really interesting to watch.
All right, well, you hear that, coaches. You hear how important this is going to be, Captain's Draft. I mean, you're right. There are qualifying points on the line. It's something you have to definitely consider and just think about. And there are natural advantages in Captain's Draft if you can find them, just like interesting little tidbits there. And Faith is going to run into Fade here, and they're literally just standing right next to each other. Fade has no idea, of course. That's pretty funny.
Could block the Pudge in if you really wanted to, but I don't think he has any
interest
in doing so.
Right.
You got Tangos anyway. Be fine.
I mean, I really want Triple C to do well here. I think Newbee can still win this game somehow. I mean, it's not like they have that bad of a draft. They have a Beastmaster, for God's sakes. I'm just concerned about this.
This is a side lane Tinker. What is going on?
All right,
like,
well,
oh, we gotta dodge this Nyx Assassin. Let's put the Terrorblade mid.
Now SCC's miserable. Now he's like, oh great, now I have to deal with meta for a while. He went in pay level 1 still, but yeah, I don't know how this goes in the mid lane. I thought it was gonna be against the Tinker. I literally just saw him go top, so
I don't know if anybody knows how this well, you can make an educated guess on how this lane matchup is going to go, but I don't know if this lane matchup has ever really been played in competitive Dota before.
Maybe in 2K. I don't think it's been played anywhere else.
Yeah, so I think TVs can do just fine. Gets a pretty good farm. Nyx Assassin's got good regen, so he shouldn't really get completely forced out of the lane. I think he's actually pretty decent.
That's true. Situation. He does have high regen. He doesn't really have to use these tangos or anything like that. And now that meta's done, maybe things get more interesting. They get a bit better for him, perhaps, in terms of harassing and being able to last hit. But he even has a Quelling Blade, too. It's something we'll keep in mind. Fade getting jumped on, Slithering Crush. They have the Wild Axes. There's that damage amp, baby. The boar's slow. They won't dive him under the tower. He won't have to rot to kill himself. He's just a little too far away. And Newbee will back themselves up. Now Faith getting chased down. AO. Plenty of damage from Yang. The Treant blocks. Really nice. The Ignite is up, but he's got Nature's Guise. And it's still first blood for Yang. They had a Sentry. Nicely done, VGJ. And that was some great blocking from Yang. The Treant. But he was slowed up enough anyways that it wasn't a big deal. So.
Yeah, very nice. Pretty classic Nature's Prophet stuff, right? This hero just has so much damage now at level 1. And looks like Ogre is going to be the one to snipe both of these bouncy runes up here. So nice little grab for him. Bottom lane, some pressure on KP, but actually going to get hooked back here.
I think he's still fine. In fact, he's going to turn around and throw up the Wild Axes. Kaka, he's got sprint in 1. Good slow from the Rot. Now the Slithering Crush just to make sure KP's going to be fine. He has also the Living Armor. Heat-seeking missiles will go and do some damage, but KP has a salve ready to go, and that's absolutely A-okay. You can just use it real quick and get back to harassing this bottom lane. He's doing a pretty good job of it, too.
The Nyx Assassin has gone for bottle here on the mid lane. I mean, it's a weird thing to bring up, but in the previous game, neither of the two mid players actually went for a bottle. They both just got 2 null talismans really quickly, finished up a wand, and then ferried a bunch of clarities. Bottle does definitely feel a lot weaker for mid lane overall now. The bounties,
I got it.
Get brought down if you're top.
Don't worry, I got it, buddy. Meanwhile, bottom Kaka's up. Oh, no, Kama. All right, we got both of them. We're fine.
Nice.
The camera work is in. We're dialed in, folks. But yeah, that is weird. Not getting bottle on both the mid laners. SCCC also having a bottle. It's not like... I guess you kind of need it for the Nyx Assassin. You have no real way of mana regen. You need your Impale. I wonder if he's going to leave at level 6. I mean, usually in like a pub game, that's when you would see a Nyx Assassin leave. You see, okay, Vendetta's up, ping that he's missing. You know, he's going to rotate somewhere and try to go for a kill. Does the same thing happen in a pro game? Because we don't really know what a Nyx Assassin does in a pro game when he's in the mid lane. We don't really see it that often. Meanwhile, top lane, Slithering Crush. Yeah, he's going to be in trouble. He has the Bloodlust, will not really help him in terms of doing more damage. He dies shortly thereafter. And that will be a nice little rotation from Kaka in that top lane. Making sure they don't lose Faith, because he's died twice already on this Treant Protector. Maybe things will be a bit tough for him in this top lane for now.
Yeah, the tricky thing for Nyx this game, or for SCCC, is that if he leaves the lane, I think he loses his tower instantly, right? Like, the Terra Blade just pops meta and immediately gets rid of it. So if he wants to make that level 6 rotation, it is going to be tough. Maybe he'll try and get somebody to rotate to his lane, and they kill the Terra Blade instead. Unfortunately, they don't really have much pushing power to follow up after that, unless they maybe rotate the Beastmaster over. But as I say that, SCC is actually still hanging around down here at bottom, and they want this Fade kill.
There's going to be the hook. Good Fairy Fire. The heat-seeking missiles and laser almost bringing KP down. He's fine for now. He's got the Living Armor. Fade still getting chased. Won't be able to get the denial off with the Rot still going. And now Kama's getting chased down as SCCC bottling up. Not enough mana for another Impale. A lot of auto attack damage being dealt. Kama finally gets the boar kill, but, I mean, it's kind of over now. Meanwhile, top lane, AO getting chased. Kaka is able to sprint away. He's getting lower and lower, but the Ignite is now done. He's fine. Faith also getting chased. He might get turned on and killed again. He's just narrowly going to survive. It looks like the Treants are going to get blocked by the creep wave. He will use the Nature's Guise. They won't dive the tier 1 tower. And a lot of action happening, but no real kills other than bottom lane.
Lots of pressure. I mean, I think part of that is that we have so many melee heroes in this game. People are just trying to break these lanes a little bit. There's lots of harassment happening. KP's actually heading over towards the mid lane. So it looks like he's going to be taking that over for a second as they do kind of get this Nyx Assassin versus Tinker matchup for a bit. We'll see how that works out. Maybe they can put some pressure on the Tinker and slow down his farm a bit.
Well, the Nyx doesn't have any mana still. He's been out of it for a while. He's trying to get an Aquila, too.
Yeah, he wants those 6-minute bouncy runes really badly, but they're just going to get run down here.
He's
probably
dead. Spike Carapace isn't really going to help him too much. Meanwhile, Yang gets a kill top lane, or mid lane, excuse me. Damn it. All right, well, maybe they could save him. There's the heat-seeking missiles. Nope. And Kaka will get a Slithering Crush off onto Fade, but that's it. Fade's really slow. He actually doesn't have boots on him, but he's fine either way. By the way, the push is coming out. This is what you were talking about. As Triple C leaves mid, and it's not even him that needs to be there. They just need to have somebody there. But this tower's pretty much dead at this point. It's just gone.
Yeah, Terrorblade plus Nature's Prophet, two of the best early pushing heroes in the game. Don't really need to have any items to do this kind of thing. SCCC gonna try for the deny there.
Getting fire blasted. He's in trouble. Spike Carapace comes out. He has volatile charges to work with on top of it. Living Armor will help. Oh, the lag. Oh, no, my internet. Oh, fuck. All right, we should be back. We're back. I don't know what happened, but we definitely just lagged super hard.
Yeah, 3-man crush. Thunder's coming through.
All right,
That
2 kills.
Survives. And they get that was almost a really nice turnaround from Newbee, but...
Okay, we're back. We fixed it. Somebody's downloading something, I'm sure of it, upstairs. And, well, that sucks. We missed those. We got the end of the 2 kills. That's all that matters.
Stop all the downloading.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, that's 2 quick kills. Moogie's still farming pretty well top of the net worth for his team, but again, I mean, VGJ.Thunder have such good split push. They have good push in general. They have a slight advantage now of 2K. They've taken down the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. It's all going pretty well, I would say, and this mid Nyx hasn't really accomplished much yet. He's almost level 6 finally, but things are still a bit worrisome if you're Newbee at this point in the game.
Yeah, it's not even a... I mean, this isn't even a...
Come on, dude.
More action top.
Yeah, I'm still lagging for some reason. And Moogie's getting chased down, a couple of auto attacks. Sprout is up, he's in trouble, fire blasted down, he's done. Dead for 15. That'll do it. Nice pickup there. I thought he might have been able to get away with the Quelling Blade, but nope, they all were ready to go. Alright, I'm gonna try to figure out what this internet issue is.
Okay. Well, biggest kill that they could have gotten. They spot out Faith here, battle for the bounty runes. I don't know if anyone's gonna die, or maybe Faith. Has a while to go invis.
Wow, how did that hook miss? That looked like it was right on point.
Missed.
The dust comes out. Faith going for the TP. He will make it out. Nicely done. AO was not there in time for the fire blast. Very close, but he's able to TP away somehow.
There's still constant pressure on all of Newbee's towers. This Nature's Prophet, super annoying. And Newbee, they do have SCCC on the prowl, heading up towards top. But can they actually hold onto this tier 1 tower is the question. And looking perhaps a little bit doubtful. Yang just laying in with the right clicks, especially with the Bloodlust. They have Kaka also rotating.
They have the Vendetta Nyx coming in. They have a sentry, but it's pretty far behind. Yang is going into the tree line. Good Sprout. They need a Slithering Crush. Kaka just misses it. Wow. SCCC should have just gone for the Impale, I think. They still might find AO. They have a Hawk to chase him down. Stifling Dagger. This is not the kill they want, but they're going to settle for it. They even get a crit coming in. Wild Axes, one more auto attack. That'll finish them off. But the thing is, they've rotated like all of these heroes up for this. And in the meantime, this Terrorblade and Tinker are still just farming and pushing bottom.
Yep, and Yang's immediately over at mid. He'll shove that out a little bit. Very nice mind games with the Sprout. Not actually hiding inside, just TPing a little bit above it. SCC gonna try and hold on to this den here. Is opting for a Midas on his next assassin as he now gets run down.
Yeah. He might get killed. Fade is actually getting turned down by Moogie. Somehow Nyx stays alive. Wild Axes. Another Stifling Dagger. That'll bring him down. Well done there. Somehow they keep SCCC alive. He's gonna Vendetta. He has no mana for an Impale, but he would like to get it off. Now they'll chase after the Terrorblade. I think he has the Sunder, so they need to be careful. They can't really do anything without a Roar, I think, if the Terrorblade has Sunder up. So.
And even then, it might be a little bit dicey. A lot of their damage for the time being is physical, like the Vendetta, Axes, PA right clicks, and TB does have pretty sick armor, so be just a little bit careful. They're getting jumped.
Pale. This could be good. Slithering Crush. Excellent overlapping of the stuns, or rather non-overlapping. That's huge. Another kill. I mean, they're doing okay. They're staying in it for now. I don't know what else they can do in order to find farm, and because they're just gonna get splitted, like split the map up, get pushed down, perhaps.
I mean, they have good catch. They have the Dream Protector to try and heal their buildings back up a little bit later on, so the chip damage is gonna mean a bit less. But In terms of going late with their lineup, I'm not actually sure. I feel like once they get to the point where the PA, like, PA BKB is going to be an amazing timing for Newbee, but once they get past that, that's where the Tinker gets really scary again. They do have the tools to lock him down if they can catch him, but you know, it might be difficult to find him.
I like this play, though. Although SCCC, I believe, is being scouted by a ward. Nope, maybe not. He's actually just completely out of vision. So they'll lose the tier 1 tower, but this is a very good trade. Although KP's getting bashed up, he's actually getting really low. They will still get Aegis. They will be able to get out together as a team, and they will be able to move from there. And that is Aegis on Moogie. And so they've gotten a little bit more gold. They've bought themselves some time. And we'll slow things down here a little bit, it looks like.
Yeah, do still needs to try and keep the pick-off pressure up if possible. Kaka's still about 1k away from his blink, or a little bit over 1k. But once they have that, I think that helps their pick-off situation quite a bit. They're showing the Nyx Assassin at bottom at the moment, but they are keeping, well, in theory, keeping KP off the map, though they do spot him on this Radiant Observer ward, so should know that there isn't too much kill threat coming in at this exact moment, and VGJ gonna grab a little bit more farm in the interim. There's some items coming up. Okay, we got Dragonlance on the Terrorblade.
Right.
We got some BOTs for the Tinker, getting their kind of their core items going.
And these BOTs are going to be very important. No blink yet, though, so we can't really get into the trees and stuff like that. Something to keep in mind. But we'll keep our eyes. Meanwhile, top lane, they found Yang. And that Tinker ward is going to pay off. Might get dewarded, though. Sprout. Oh, nope, not going to make it out. Good Quelling Blade usage from the PA, and he's going to get himself closer to the Battle Fury that he's building into.
Yeah, the one thing I will say for VGJ.Thunder's lineup here is that they have absolutely no front line at all. Like, every single one of their heroes, I think, can quite easily be bursted by newbies, and their only real save is like a punch hook, which feels a little bit unreliable. So, if they fall behind, could be tough.
Got my head. Dust, that actually is going to kill us CCC. Not even, well, he used the Vendetta hit already.
Vendetta was, yeah.
So, it doesn't even matter. We'll say the 10% slow killed him. How's that sound? That's what did it.
He wasn't even invis, so I guess he knew that he couldn't run away.
He's fine.
So.
It's an easy kill there for VGJ.Thunder. I don't know. SCCC was down there just to farm, I think. I'm not sure what else he was doing.
Scouting the Tinker, maybe asking if anybody else could come over and help out. And VGJ gonna set up a siege. Once they lay down the march, it is going to be a little bit difficult to initiate into them. And that's the one thing, I guess, to say is that while they don't have much of a front line, they still have good area control when it comes to a fight. If they're set up, and they've got the Terrorblade with a big stack of illusions, and they've got the march getting laid down on top of it, it is still pretty difficult for Newbee to initiate into that. Just kind of tough to get the blinks off around the march and whatnot.
Yeah, and that's before they even have the blinks. Oh, good hook.
Nice hook.
Mugi is in a lot of trouble. They're looking for a Slithering Crush. Oh, Kaka just missed it. That's a problem. Mugi might lose the Aegis. Kaka on the run. Good Phantom Strike away. Now the Overgrowth might keep Mugi alive. Salar's going to TP in another hook. Almost gets him. The Tickler. Mugi's going to be able to sidestep it just narrowly. Leech Seed is healing him up the Living Armor, rather. Keeping him alive. Phantom Strikes again to a different direction. Heat-seeking Missiles flying in. That should hit on Mugi. I don't know if it's going to be enough for the Aegis. It won't be. But they still might find Faith. Now he's ran out of there as well. How did they all survive? What the hell? Okay.
Very nice play from Faith. Comes in, drops the Overgrowth, gives another juke opportunity to the PA to be able to blink strike away. Very nice coordination. And, oh, maybe they're not done. If they got this Aegis, they're keen to fight. This Nature's Prophet's going to die quickly.
Yeah, Yang is getting jumped on. Quelling Blade TP. He's got a Slithering Crush, and this time Yang again will not make it away. Corrosive Haze along with the PA is a very good combination, and they're looking for more. Salar's in the tree line, no TP for 30 seconds. I'm not sure they know that. He's eating his way through. Kaka's still sprinting after him. And he really wants this kill. Mugi, in the meantime, finds another kill, and they're looking for more even. That's actually going to be the Tinker drop down. I think the Tinker ward comes in handy again. Ayo is going to get dropped next. There's going to be a double for Mugi. Luckily, Silo will make it out, but all of a sudden...
I mean, he's still just burrowing his way into the trees.
Dude, this guy is on the run. He's a fugitive from the law, and right now, Kaka, he's the lawman. He's Tommy Lee Jones here, and he's just looking for somebody, but... KP gets the tier 1 tower in the meantime, and now Fade chasing him down. Ying will pop the drum charge. Do they have any lockdown? Just hook, and it misses. KP again sidestepping. Sprout also not there in time. And they got to dismember, but that's on a boar. He was chasing him the entire time. He was still chasing him.
he was following the path in the trees. He's like, where is he? Where is he? And then he must have shown on the map somewhere else. It's like, oh, he's not here anymore.
I'm not sure who that's more miserable for. Salar wastes like 2 minutes from like instead of farming, and the Kaka's is there the entire time. That's actually hilarious. He was just still chasing him.
We're the real winners in the end.
True.
Nope.
Oh,
Newbee?
Kaka's fine.
Kaka just gonna walk away.
Yeah.
Apparently.
SCCC is also out of there. They don't have any vision to see him. And I mean, seemingly out of nowhere, my friend, there is now a 2K lead for Newbee. I mean, that's I guess what happens when you fight into an Aegis PA.
Yeah, they got 4 kills in very quickly in a row. I think we're also starting to see that VGJ's catch isn't that great either. Got good deep push, got some good push, but not a whole lot of catch really. So Newbee have been able to play quite aggressively, and it means that they're heroes that
Kama.
Look at this.
That's
damage.
so much, especially when the wild axes come out, the damage amp, and that's Necro 1 with a medallion. It actually destroys him. Yeah, they'll lose the tier 1 tower top lane. I don't really think KP is too concerned about that, considering he also might get this tier 1 bottom, or at least put some pressure on it. Man, that was some serious damage though. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, even just the Beastmaster right clicks were chunking him, but I guess that's they've also got he's got the Alpha Wolf in the stack, so everything is just hitting so hard. He's pushing extremely quickly, just all by himself. And
Call of the Wild Man.
What an ability.
Yeah, it's pretty good. He's up to 1,300 gold. I wonder if he goes Solar Crest next. Do they need to? I don't know what item, or you finish your Necro, or like, I mean, what do you do here?
I'd like to see the Necro continue to get upgraded. I don't really see any reason not to. They don't necessarily need the Purge, but it is potentially helpful for removing a Bloodlust or something like that.
Right.
So. Or, you know, if Tinker decides that he needs a Ghost a little bit later on to save himself against the PA, something like that, would be good to have the Purge online.
I'm not sure who it was, but earlier on in Dodo Pit, like I think day 1 or 2, somebody built like level 1 Necro, like medallion, and then they built something else. I'm not sure.
They might have Shadowblade could still be good.
That's what I was thinking. Well. Yang, ooh, just got out. Kaka almost spotted him, Slithering Crush down in time. He'll place a ward down in the meantime, though. And I would be surprised if this stays up for that long. Because, again, they died to it twice.
You don't have Blink. He's looking for you.
He just is going to make it out. KP just doesn't have the movement speed in order to catch him. Very close, though. And this Tinker, the Hawk is actually so good in this game just because of the Tinker. Like, even if they don't have these big wards. Meanwhile, Fade might be looking to find SCCC. He gets off the hook. Spike Carapace will go. Another TP in from Yang, who's going to have the sprout, but there's a Quelling Blade. And now it's time to run, because like you mentioned, there's not that good catch. Faith will get off the Overgrowth. There's the Living Armor. There's no follow-up, actually. I thought there were more heroes for Newbee up top, but that's actually not the case. Faith will get hooked this time. He'll probably fall finally. March the Machines and Laser will do the job for Kama, who rotates up. Now Kaka's going to be next. Maybe. Sprints himself away. Just kidding. He's in the river. See ya. He's a race car. Classic.
Oh, I love watching the slaughter in the river. It's great.
That's pretty great. Roar on top or bottom lane. They're baiting this out, kind of. Axis coming in. They really want Yang. He's in trouble. Solar Crest wasn't used. No, it was. Medallion popped up on him. Yang still getting chased down. KP went in too deep. He forces so many rotations. This was clearly a bait that VGJ were ready for, and KP is going to give his life for it. But he does at least rotate everybody on the map down towards bottom, and now Newbee are going to do the same thing. They're smoked up. They have a DD on Mugi, and I don't see why not fighting. I think you kill just about everybody if you take an engagement. Fade's dead, I'm pretty sure. He's looking for more. I don't think he just wants Fade. Now you have to run. He dies instantly. You need to, like, go instantly. Even if you're under the tower, maybe not. Salar's here. Oh, my God. That Stifling Dagger just did 1,000 damage.
If he just daggered the Tinker, I think the Tinker may have...
Just died.
May have instantly died, yeah.
Well, unfortunately, they found a Pudge first, which means... they only get the Pudge. But,
pretty low value kill, unfortunately.
Man, I gotta say, Newbee are starting to look really good. They now also have an Aghanim Scepter, by the way, in the next Assassin, which is kind of crazy. 20-minute Ags is not something you usually see on this hero. But, of course, this is not, you know, we don't usually see mid-Nyx Assassins, so something to keep in mind.
Yeah, and I think SCCC has just kind of been farming as well. It's mostly been the supports and the Beastmaster running around looking for pickoffs. He's just built this Midas, been hitting creeps, refilling his bottle.
Oh, Mugi. Oh, my God. Oh, he's going to do it. I think he's dead.
Can they find him? Yes.
See ya. There's that Tinker ward. That's going to get dewarded. They pinged it immediately, by the way. The Tinker pinged it. Meanwhile, SCCC might be in trouble. That burrow I don't think is going to save you. They even dismember him. So, good work getting that kill, SCCC, but you're going to have to trade your life away for that of the Tinker.
And in the meantime, Newbee can take this as an opportunity to shove some lanes and then head over into Roche, which is an insanely fast Roche because they have, and this is even without the medallion, this is just the PA talent along with the Starter Amp and the Deso.
Yeah, this is just two heroes doing it too. So he's going to get the Aegis and Shields because right now PA is essentially the one hero that they can't deal with. If like, especially when he gets BKB, then it's almost an impossibility. Other than like, I don't know, the Terrorblade just owning him. But I don't know. This is starting to look a bit concerning if you're VGJ.Thunder at this point in the game.
Yeah, TV doesn't have meta for 80 seconds, so can't really threaten bottom that heavily. And Mugi's kind of locking into his timing here. He's got the BKB queued up, which to me is the big signal from Newbee that they are looking to go very soon. They've also got the Ags for the Nyx Assassin. I mean, a lot of people talk about it as a high ground defense item, but I think it's also a really good sieging item. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a Force Staff or a Blink or anything to go with it, but still, just being able to sit down on the low ground, a little bit behind your PA, while she goes up onto the high ground and be ready to lob out a super long range stun if she gets hooked and then dismembered or something like that is going to be very powerful.
VGJ smoked up. Beastmaster also on the run from Yang, who has a Shadow Blade now. And they're going to... Oh, all right. Well, they found mid. Oops. I was looking top, but now they got the kill mid. Now they're going to look for more top lane, actually. You can see Kaka looking for Fade, perhaps. I think he saw him, but he won't go any further. They're going to look for the tier 2 tower instead. Now they have a 7k lead. Ooh, Terrorblade might be dead here. There's the amp damage. And he's just going to Manta it off. Doesn't want to deal with that. All right, 7k lead. And all of a sudden, with a Tinker, a Nature's Prophet, and a Terrorblade, they're keeping the waves pushed in pretty damn well here on Newbee's side.
Yeah, I mean, they picked this Tink. I feel like this game, maybe VGJ.Thunder outsmarted themselves again. Because they're like, they looked at the Terrorblade, they thought it was a good hero, but then they also felt like they had to take the Tinker because it was in the pool, and they didn't want Newbee to have it along with the Beastmaster. And so, as a result, they ended up with the Tinker with no catch. It's another... I don't know if the last lineup was that unbalanced, but this lineup feels really unbalanced in the sense that they've got so much split push, but no catch, no team fight,
no initiation, pretty much, other than hook.
Yeah. Yeah. And Tinker's so hard to play in this kind of situation because a lot of your snowballing as a hero is relying on somebody else setting up for you, and then you come in, clean up the kill, go straight back to farming. That's how you see these ridiculous Tinker games where he's top of net worth and gets an Ags and then just becomes an absolute monster. But not really the case this game. Pretty middling net worth. This team is having to just shove lanes all the time and doesn't even feel that safe because the Hawk is scouting for him, the Nyx is scouting for him.
Yeah, even if they didn't have the side wards, that'd still be a tough game for him for sure.
Yeah, the thing I like the most about Newbee's lineup is that they just picked all the stuns. I think that might be a captain's strat.
Kaka is dead instantly. Very good hook there. They even dust up SCCC. He blinks out just in time. Makes it away. Mugi's also on the run. He is in trouble. Heat-seeking missiles flying. They've got the diffusal slow, I believe, and they do. And Mugi's going to lose this Aegis, perhaps his life as well. This is a giant kill if VGJ.Thunder can get it. And he's going to pop BKB. He has no TP. He's looking for Yang. Gets the crit off. Now still can't quite get this kill. One more auto attack. He's going to find it. Can he get anything else? Kama's in the tree line here. That would be a nice target to go for. He's got the evasion to work with him. The blur helping out. But there's the dismember coming in. And SCCC will set himself up with a burrow, but he's underneath the sentry, and he's going to lose his life as well. Spike Carapace, but here comes KP. The Roar is coming out. Sylar in some potential trouble. SCCC eats the cheese now. They're looking for a Sunder. His mana burned up, and he's in trouble. Impaled down. They've got the overgrowth. They're turning it. KP gets a double kill. Ayo will fall. Heat-seeking missiles are flying, but he's the only survivor is Kama, and he has to get out of there immediately. And even without Mugi, their big damage dealer, KP comes in, and they absolutely destroy him. That mana burn making it so that the Thunder came in, and then, of course, like you mentioned, the Centaur Conquer Stomp was beautiful. Woo!
If open the fight recap, because you look at the Nyx Assassin, he got 4 mana burns off in that fight, and the mono burn from the Necrobook plus the mono burn from the Nyx Assassin on the Terrorblade, along with that perfectly microed Centaur Stomp. Like KP pulled his hero back, and then right as the stun wore off from the roar, dropped the Centaur Stomp right on top of him. TB could do absolutely nothing, and even with the PA dead, they got such an amazing turnaround there.
And PA not getting involved, so not getting all that gold, not that she really needs it. She's still in top of the net worth by 2K in terms of farm. But, yeah, at this point, Newbee, the fact that you could take that fight, I think it was 4 versus 5 for the most part. I don't know if everybody was there for VGJ.Thunder. I think they were, right? They all TP'd in. They all rotated. So the fact that they win that fight 5 versus 4 is pretty impressive.
Fade's dead.
Yeah, see ya. That's just an easy kill.
Getting jumped down. The one thing that I will say that's nice for them is that they managed to... Oh.
Yeah, this is a dead Nature's Prophet as well. He's going to sprout Shadow Blade. Ooh, now he's dead. The Stifling Dagger comes in, not even needed. Anyways, you were saying?
So the one thing that was nice for VGJ.Thunder there is that they managed to pop the Aegis and the Cheese away from their base. So they didn't give Newbee an opportunity to high ground with that. And it was the 10-second BKB charge also expended, so... as much as things got turned around on them, a fight that looked really good for them after they get kind of the freebies from PA gets turned around. Still, I think, overall fairly value, though they are continuing to fall behind. If they can get some more net worth on the Tinker and they can survive until the PA BKB runs down a little bit more, I think they are in with somewhat of a chance, but obviously still looking great for Newbee.
I mean, they've got an 11k lead. They're trying to split push. Now there's a Dagon up for the Tinker. He has a Kaya also, which is really good. 10% spell amplification. The mana cost and mana loss reduction is really good. Obviously, it's one of the reasons why Kaya is very strong. Aosin said he thought this item would be nerfed. That's how good it is in the next patch. I actually haven't seen it that much because it wasn't picked really, or rather picked up at Dota Pit Minor. So I don't know. I mean, it seems pretty good, I guess.
It seems quite strong. I guess the one thing that's kind of balancing it out a bit is that it's not super slot efficient, right? It's cheap, but I feel like I've seen a lot of people also build it and then end up replacing it a little bit later on. Like the spell amp and the mana cost and mana loss reduction are obviously very strong conceptually, but I guess the numbers also aren't that crazy to the point where you're going to keep like a Kaya over, let's say, building like a Shiva's or something. Right. I guess that's kind of balancing it a little bit more. But I agree with you. It is definitely very strong and the least gimmicky of all the items that we got in this patch. Like you look at Eon Disc versus Kaya, and Kaya's a much more, I think, a much less situational item. Yeah, agreed. But there are those situations where Eon Disc is just... there was a game earlier, Optic versus Immortals, and there was like an Enigma. And he built Aeon Disc against this Sven. And this Sven jumped in, Stormhammered him, and went with the God Strength and Mask Madness. And the Aeon Disc popped. And he just laughed.
Exactly, yeah. The Aeon Disc popped, and he was just like, see ya. I'm out of here. Just ran away. I guess it's just... Sven in general has a tough time against items like those, where you just get kited like crazy, or you can't blow somebody away in one, go over Stormhammer or something like that. But anyway, I'm rambling now. I don't think it's that important. But...
We're gonna keep the extended patch analysis going for like a month after the...
Yeah.
Oh, Yang. Amped up.
He is...
Thawed out.
See ya. Maybe. Probably. Yep. Phantom Strike attack speed's pretty good. They do have the hook. Mugi. Uh-oh, he's in a lot of trouble, actually, forced away. He has BKB. He's going to go for it. He's trying to fight, and he's owning at this point. He's got the 20% lifesteal. The Slurring Crush will come out. Fade is going to get dropped. Mugi's on a rampage, pretty much. A double kill for him. He's looking for a third. Can he get it? Yes, he can. Now can he get the Ultra? He won't get it. It will go instead of S-Triple-C, but they have to buy back the Tinker. But it's all 5 dead at this point. Mugi just turns it on and turns it around. This feels like what the PA we saw from Mugi against Virtus Pro in that Best of 1 series at Dota Pit. And he is just styling, looking for more and more damage, looking for more and more kills, and now looking for a tier 3 tower potentially.
He was on a sliver of health, but realizing that they had absolutely nothing that they could do against this BKB. I mean, Tinker spamming for dear life, but looking like this should be full lane of Rax cleaned up.
Yeah, he's doing the best that he can. But now that the Nature's Prophet is up, he's going to try to push mid, realizing he can't defend bottom. Rax will stay alive, at least the melee, or rather the range Rax, excuse me, are still up and ready, but they've lost some important buildings, and Newbee are essentially one team fight away from winning this game. Especially the fact that Roche is up in a minute 30 is also another important factor. But yeah, I mean, this feels rough. Now they have eyes in the forest too.
VG Tinker, basically. Like what does? I don't know what he does at this point. There's nobody to hide behind. Oh, they're gonna catch a couple here in mid.
Dismember? Good impale onto 2 from SCCC, although they might kill him. And dusted up, and he is just donezo. They will get a kill top lane, I believe, on the Tinker. I think Mugi came in and traded for Kaka as he was man fighting. They also got the ranged Rax bottom. I think just the siege creep did it. All right. They're staying in it for now. I mean, like you said, though, eyes in the forest, GG Tinker, pretty much. They drop a sentry right next to it, so they'll probably be able to take this out. But once Tree Protector starts just moving around the map, there's going to be a lot of vision placed on these trees.
Yeah, it's just, I think eventually, you know, Newbee get enough vision up from Eyes in the Forest. They get some more wards down as well. They have pretty much complete information on how VGJ are moving. And then again, VGJ have this ult.
Well, Yang.
That damage.
Dude, I only saw like the later ends of that, and like he was already pretty much dead by the time I heard the roar.
Yeah, I mean, he took the Wild Axis damage talent as well. That really chunked him. And
that used to be stronger too. That used to be 120 instead of 100, which is, by the way, even more crazy. But at this point, 100 versus 120 is not really that big of a difference when you're killing people within seconds. Not even seconds, milliseconds. All right. And DeRoche to go.
3.
Or who's going to get the refresher shard?
Oh my god, it dies so... Look at these crits.
Yeah, Mugi zoning. Who gets it?
They're just going to...
Leave it there.
Just going to leave it?
Yeah, you don't need it, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Nope. I mean, it's pretty... Not too bad with the tree.
It's, yeah, double roar, I think, is fine. Or double everything.
You could also just give it to... You could give it to the PA as well, if you really wanted to.
Double book, question mark? Hello? Does it work? No, probably not.
No. I think it just replaces it. But still worth it because the duration is obviously still much lower than the cooldown.
Exactly. Still double roar will be nice. They're gonna try to work on top now, it seems. And all of a sudden, this like triangle area of camps has been eyed. The trees are watching you, VGJ.Thunder.
Yeah, I mean,
straight out of Game of Thrones.
You know, before Newbee had this whole part of the map, now they have this part of the map as well, and you know, maybe eventually they'll take this part of the map, and then it's just VGJ.Thunder have nothing left. They'll take the few creeps that arrive at their doorstep, but that's about it.
There's no threatening of these tier 3 towers from the Tinker. They're trying to finally get these wards out. Reflection will go. Actually, crits Mugi. It actually does so much damage. He just crit himself twice with the Reflection, but now Sylar getting pushed back. There's the BKB. Overgrowth will come in. And Pale will also hit with Roar. Oh, all right. See you, Fade. I think there was a punch there. Yang also almost dies. He's going to go for the TP. He will make it out. Force, Slithering Crush. They actually got the kill with the Stifling Dagger. Kaka in trouble. Mugi man fighting in the meantime. Another Roar coming in. That's the Refresher Shard and a dead Sylar for 60 seconds. And that'll do it. GG is called. And VGJ.Thunder now down to the lower bracket. And as expected, Newbee move on. Looking absolutely premium in these games here, Cameron.
Yeah. Newbee looking like an unquestionably tier 1 team, right? And VGJ, I think, maybe tripping up a little bit in terms of just the captain's draft format, maybe outsmarting themselves somewhat in terms of the drafts, but even then, Newbee just seemed like they're playing so much better. The coordination is really good. All the individual play is super crisp. So no big surprise at all to see them take this series 2-0.
Yeah, really good stuff. Not much else to touch on. Hopefully VGJ.Thunder can get back into it. Obviously, a really